All right, everybody, welcome back. Tony here once again. Very excited today. Joining me is my friend. I know you've seen her here before, Meredith Hall, an account manager specialist at Google. Meredith, how you doing?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me, Tony.
Absolutely, always a pleasure having you on board. I know. Remember, we had last time we had Brendan, and we were really talking at the beginning of COVID. We were talking about a lot of the consumer trends that we're seeing, but we've all been living through this. It's been a very interesting time to say the least. Um, but hey, we're on the precipice of probably the most important, probably the most crucial time, really, once you think about it, for e-commerce businesses. Right? It is the holiday selling season. I mean, when businesses are doing, in most cases, the majority of their sales, the majority of really what everything, we're talking about logistics, we're talking about fulfillment, we're talking about returns, even after it's all said and done. Um, and just so everybody know, Meredith's here, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about how to get ramped up for this holiday season. Especially 2020, it's a whole new world out there. And I'm just going to give the floor to Meredith. She's got some awesome stats and some awesome info to share. Mare, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate the warm welcome. As you mentioned, I am going to be here to help with the holiday strategy for 2020, kind of give out some stats and how you can work in this changing environment, partner with sales and orders and Google. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Again, this is going to be a new retail experience, given that, everything that we've seen in with change from, this entire year due to COVID. I want to kick off with two quotes, one of which being the CEO of Kohl's saying, that I don't think any of us quite know yet how the holiday season will unfold. And it's a fair assumption to say that Black Friday and holiday will be different than years past. And the consumer has changed and the environment has changed. And I think we all can obviously relate and see truth to that. Another quote from the VP of Customer and Marketing Insights at Adobe, John Copeland, is that he says COVID has changed business forever. And we think that the next couple of months, we will see an even bigger focus on the experience-driven e-commerce as the competition heats up, where the consumers are now putting so much of their attention online. So let's kind of just talk through that. So as Tony kind of touched on earlier, we really are in this golden era of e-commerce. We've seen more growth in the past 2 months than in the past 10 years, which is just crazy because obviously we have ramped, offline to online for, the past 5 years have been quite steady, but we really, really, really are in this peak point. You can just see the crossover from 2019 to 2020, and it just shooting up the percentage of retail sales online. And this is only going to increase, right, as the holiday season kicks off.
Yeah, like acceleration at critical mass. Once you really think about it,
Yeah.
it's incredibly exciting.
Yeah, this is great, especially for, established e-commerce business to be able to meet this demand. Online shopping has increased due to COVID. Obviously, we know that. 72% of holiday shoppers say that they're going to shop more online this season than ever, and 41% of Black Friday in-store shoppers say that they'll stay online this year completely. So we really, really want to be able to meet that demand. Why are people shopping online? And shopping online earlier? They definitely 80%, are to avoid crowds. Customers are consolidating their shopping and just spending less time browsing in store and limiting touching of products. I'm sure, many of us have seen the signs in stores that say, please limit touching products. Where was I? I was in a store, a craft store. I was picking up some frames this weekend. I just moved. And
Very nice.
yeah, there were signs all over saying, please limit the touching of products, right? So we've noticed a striking increase of searches online that have the term available near me. That's doubled in popularity since last year. And, 67% or actually 69, it's gone up, of shoppers said that they are going to confirm that an item is in stock before going in to buy it. So this all suggests that the time that they go into a store, they're more likely to know exactly what they're buying. Or if they find it online and it's convenient, the shipping, is at a price point that they feel comfortable with and that they can confirm that availability, they probably won't even bother going in store if they're so concerned about having that item, ready and available for pickup. So this is where, e-commerce can continue to swoop in and make impact and not worry about, in store and really focus online. So,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just look what we did with free and fast annotations for shopping
yeah,
ads. That is a clear indicator to when a consumer is going to have that great experience. It's going to be fast, it's going to be free, and they can rely on that information and make better informed decisions when shopping online.
yeah, exactly. It's reliable. It's quick. It's efficient. It doesn't take up a lot of your time as far as just having that notation there, being
Hmm.
able to see it, and then go through that purchase, right? So, this is really where showing up online with fast and accurate ship times is going to win the sale. And another thing to highlight is that, this focus of brand loyalty, just because someone's purchased with you in the past, like, doesn't mean that they're going to stick with you this holiday season. Consumers are going to be more and more focused on value due to COVID-19. COVID-19's reset expectations for what people want to buy and what they need to buy. So we've been seeing a lot of searches for deals, coupons, best prices. And I think this year we're really going to see a rapid uptick in those looking for value and quality and price. Um, Another piece to mention is that searches for best affordable have grown globally to a degree we've never seen before. It's gone up 60% year over year. So people, they still want the best. They still
Of
want that
course.
gratification of getting it, on time, but they want to make sure it's affordable, right? Because we don't know what the continued landscape will bring, financially.
Absolutely. I want to harp on this just a sec because I think retailers often forget how important, yes, the importance of driving traffic and making a sale, absolutely, but nurturing your customers, the concept of lifetime value of a customer is often lost on merchants, and it's probably one of the most crucial, most vital metrics that merchants use, especially now leading into this holiday season. I think for forever after COVID, they have to really put that at the forefront.
Yeah, and I can't speak to, specifics, but typically we know that it takes usually 2 or 3 times more to acquire a new customer rather
Hmm.
than retain, an existing customer. And that metric, obviously is going to be specific for your business, but that's pretty standard, right? To go ahead and keep that customer sticky versus trying to go out and acquire someone new. So let's just
Absolutely.
make sure that we are highlighting what you're doing for your customers this holiday season, whether it's a deal, whether it's shipping, or it's just shipping times, or it's accurate inventory online.
Hmm.
The importance of convenience is going to be huge this holiday season.
For sure.
And then this kind of just ties it in, right? That COVID has changed the way consumers shop. 78% say shopping at a mall will change due to COVID. People do not want to be in an enclosed area. And that's the traditional shopping mall, right? Not an outdoor shopping mall, but
Yeah.
one in which that's completely enclosed. A lot of people do not feel, comfortable going in, rightfully so, given the landscape,
I
right?
don't know if you've been in a mall recently, but there are in front of many stores. There are lines. There are taped off lines where they're letting in only a few people at a time, and it's actually kind of off-putting in a way because I'm like, I don't want to wait on a line. I need to get this now, kind of situation. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it was over the summer. I was in Jacksonville, Florida, and I wanted to go into Lululemon, and I waited for about 30 minutes
Yeah,
in a line 6 feet apart. So the line was crazy through the parking
yeah,
lot. And then
and
I ended up
crucial. But to protect health and safety of others, absolutely, of course, I
right.
totally understand that. But at the same time, Um, I'm also wondering, why weren't you shopping online in a way?
Yeah,
It
so
would have been a lot more convenient.
I ducked out of the line and ended up I I bought 2 sizes, and actually it's funny because my friend ended up taking the other side and just Venmoing me. So
There
all
you go.
I'll say is that I should have just went online to begin with. All right, so 48% say things will stay the way they are until COVID is gone, until there's a vax, right? And then 30% say, things are just not going to ever go back to the way it was. And there's going to be a truth, right? I mean, we are in a pandemic, and there are going to be, changes that are lifetime to come out of this, or for
Yeah,
forever.
we're in a wait to see. Wait, let's see what happens.
Right. So bringing it back, to the consumer, and what they feel is, what convenience means to them is, delivery at home, not having to deal with crowds, not dealing with the long lines, just that I was,
Hey,
yeah, saving time, and then the hassle of in-store returns. And I
yeah,
know I keep bringing up these, these little stories about what's going on in my life, but I was at Target this past weekend, and the line for in-store returns was just wild. So people don't want to have to deal with that. They want to have the easeability of being able to just return online, have someone come pick it up at their door, and get that product back.
absolutely. We never throw out boxes, right? We always save the box for at least an extra week or two in case we do have to send a return back. So we just pack it up, put it at the front door, and it's gone, and we're all set. You know what I mean? It's safe, it's clean, it's easy.
Yep. Yep. Get it out of the house, get it returned, get that money back to you, right? So let's make sure that we're enabling convenience everywhere. And so what do we mean by that? In holiday 2020, we want to, with using your digital advertising, we want to make sure that we're agile with it, that you're able to flex it, that you're easily be able to be discovered, acquire more valuable users via, creative and automation. And this is something, that your product team does really well. Another thing, being able to lean in and to make it personalized and a frictionless
Mhm.
experience, and then measure what matters, right? And we're ensuring you're reaching the right customer and retaining them via
There
lifetime.
it is.
Yeah.
I
So
love it.
that's what we're looking for, right? We know that, we're uncertain times. We've all heard the 2020 onwards, kind of unprecedented, unexpected, unpredictable. But as we approach this holiday season, we can definitely be, sure about a few things that we don't have to use an onward. And that's going to be, online gift shopping will continue to grow, and probably even more than we've seen it in the past peak season. So, we've obviously been through a few holidays since the pandemic, whether it was Memorial Day sales, Labor Day weekend, July 4th, but obviously holiday is always, greater surge than those summer sales. So last year, US shoppers said that they made 58% of their purchases online. And given our recent data, we think that number is going to be closer to about 75 to 80%.
So I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So both buying and then also browsing, right? Going on there and just continue, like, starting to get the wheels going on, what they're going to be shopping for this holiday. So in order to do that, we want to make sure, that we're doing the right things. We're being early, we're being present, and we're being easy to shop. And this is a consistent theme right through this webinar. We are going to see a spike starting in November for gift searches.
Hmm.
And then also, being present, we're going to see a lot of different channels being used, but we want to make sure that you guys are, fully supporting online shopping and, running shopping campaigns effectively, which again, your team does very well at. And then just that easeability, right? Making sure that we are, using different product levers in order to be able to be easy to shop, and giving, again, that kind of custom experience, whether, being able to show that right price, the right
Hmm.
custom of the product, and so forth. So just a few things on how to be helpful via product. And then also, 4 kind of takeaways: digital first, as we've been saying, if consumers are going to be online, we need to match them in that experience. So we want to own top categories on the search page via your shopping ads. We want to make sure that we're optimizing the site experience. So that way, just making sure that your website is, up and running correctly, which again, yeah, your team can handle very well, and making those suggestions. And then also, making sure that we're leveraging automation like smart bidding. And that way we're going to be able to, increase online conversion rates and average order values. Um, so that's basically it. We just to kind of wrap it up is just making sure, we're going to continue to see this spike, right? We are going to see a lot of people shopping online early. So it's not
Hmm.
just condensed to, kind of a Black Friday time period. Now that we're in Q4, we want to make sure that we're present. We're, easy to use, easy to navigate, and be able to win that sale.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about casting a wide net and how this ties into the acceleration that we've seen and you've just spoken about. Um, there are so many different ways now to utilize Google, especially to reach more customers across different mediums, not just the search pages, but the shopping pages, the on buy on Google now, and which is slowly opening up again, and some very exciting things with Google, consumer guarantees that merchants are benefiting from as well because there's this power behind their results. Um, but I couldn't agree more. It's about getting out there in front of everybody, um, uh, even kind of experimenting, right? Because we talk about RLSA or remarketing audiences, and even in-market audiences, right? And not being afraid to experiment to try to expand reach and gain new customers, but of course focusing intently on the down funnel. As much effort as you want to put into driving traffic, we also want to put in almost, I'd say, more effort into retaining your customers and keeping your customers happy and getting, like you said, creating a seamless experience for them to shop online.
Yeah, I totally see it as maybe a 60-40 or even 70-30, split on, the larger number being
Hmm.
retaining, and then that smaller number of that casting that wide net, because we know that consumers are not going to be extremely brand loyal this holiday season because they're looking for convenience and affordability and quality. So that goes without saying. Obviously, that will capture, hopefully and retain that existing customer. But if you're already doing that so well, why don't we set a net and try and get those new customers too, in order to, to win them and make them sticky. So
Absolutely.
yeah, well, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me, and I look forward. I think we'll end up continuing this series and checking in, once or twice more throughout the Q4. But yeah, I'm excited to see.
Thank you for joining me, Meredith. It's always an absolute pleasure, I tell you. Um, let's be honest here. It's a very strange world we're living in. This is obviously like there are times that everybody out there is watching. This could have been where Meredith and I were in the same room. We were meeting at a Google local office where we could actually do this together and maybe even host some people for a live event. But such is not the case anymore. But obviously, we have such an incredible offering. We have so many different merchants themselves have so many different opportunities to take advantage of, and I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm ready for this selling season. And I think you clearly are. You're way ahead of the game on this one. But again, thank you very much for joining me. And I'm hoping you're staying safe and staying healthy throughout everything going on in your life.
Appreciate it. All right. Thanks, Tony.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye bye.